Greetings, adventurers, and welcome to GrowedUpGeek Gaming, your Tuesday and Wednesday home for narrative and roleplay focused Dungeons and Dragons 5th Edition live campaigns. It is Wednesday, which means tonight we present our high level limited campaign, Dynasty of Dragons. We are level 11 in a world where dragons haven't existed for 1600 years. In the second episode, when they saw some dragon eggs, we just got right to it. I am your host and dungeon master, Manny, at GrowedUpGeek on your social medias, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and YouTube. If you like what we do here and want to show your support, please give us a like, follow, subscribe on any of those platforms. New videos arrive on YouTube on Monday and Tuesday afternoons. Now, with all of that out of the way, let's get to our show. First, we will meet our Chaos crew, our Wednesday All-Stars. We'll do a quick recap, and then we will jump right into Episode 4, A Dynasty Denied. Let us start with... Let's start with Nick. You strolled confidently up to the bar, and... somebody swears they knew you. So tell us a little bit about Banquo and what's going on in your head from right where we left off last week.
Sure thing. Banquo, the half-drow bardlock, is a student of history and lore who is always dealing. He's a sellsword who deals in lore as payments. He's come on this quest to learn more about these mysterious dragons from history, and here in their first city, he was not expecting to know anybody.
All right. Let us move over to Tess. Also nearby the bar, also that glint of recognition from this mysterious stranger, quite far away from home from all of you. So tell us a little bit about Tess and what's going through their head with this random dragonborn who just kind of jumped up and was like, I know you.
Tes'serana is a half-drow, big ol' sweetheart, artificer, divination wizard, multi-class. And, also sometimes dissects bodies in her spare time for science. And...
or for shits and giggles.
Feeling just a little... Yeah, well, mostly science, but also like, hey, this is kind of cool.
Let's see if we can.
Let's see what happens if I poke this organ. But currently feeling a little bit embarrassed because she was in school for a lot of years, so it's a lot of faces to remember, but you still feel bad. Like, oh man, who is this guy?
So, hey, you.
Hey, I remember you from our class.
All right. You're pretty sure that that's where you know him from, so we'll see. Let us move over to Basall. You're up at the bar with your two new companions, and suddenly this stranger in a bar full of adventurers claims to know them. Tell us a little bit about your character and how you're feeling with somebody who claims to know your people, yet they seem a little maybe reserved in returning the greeting.
I'm playing Basall, the gentle giant, so to speak. I've got no clue who this person is, but he can't be that bad if he knows them.
Okay, all right. That's one way to go about it. The Labrador Retriever approach, I suppose. All right.
Tennis ball.
Yeah. And let us finish up with last and not least, and far enough away from the party that if this thing goes sideways, there is nothing but a table and some chairs between him and the door. Raz, tell us about Daemion, and what do you think about all of this from about halfway across the bar? So we can put it up.
Yeah, he was getting ready to do his thing, slinking in behind everybody, trying to eavesdrop on conversations, learn a little something, and then he heard his name. Was not prepared for that. And he's far enough away, he still hasn't even had time to figure out what happened. So this is going to be an interesting turn of events. Yeah, I'm far enough away. I can probably drop some. What do you say? Like maybe a fireball or something.
Good luck, y'all. Bye. Hope everybody's okay. I'll see you outside. I gotta go check on my
Problem
horse.
solved.
I gotta go check on my horse. I'll be back. Good luck.
Oh
Yeah,
no, that's
no.
right. I can't do that. One fireball would kill Robin. Just done.
You son of a bitch.
Minimum damage takes me down.
Wow. Okay. I know we joke about like your hit points and stuff, and every time I'm like, wow, that's hilarious, and then you aren't laughing, and I'm like, oh.
No, I am laughing. I have very straight-faced humor.
Okay.
It's a gift and a curse because I think it's funny.
I mean, I'll feel bad and probably amused if you die, so why not? We'll see. All right.
And the truth comes out.
So that I almost killed my players last night. So like, but there was one-shot character, so it wasn't like a big deal. But still, I still haven't killed somebody yet in a year and 3 weeks on the show of the channel. I haven't killed anybody yet. Yet.
The campaign is long.
I said that.
Like I said, we're doing this to enrich the understanding of how I can better tune this fine killing machine. All right, that is our amazing cast. Once again, I'm Manny at GrowedUpGeek, your host and dungeon master this evening. Last week, we began with 2 sets of facilities granted the players by Lady Gwendolyn. Tess had wanted to perform a rudimentary and somewhat uninformed autopsy on the body found in the original Dragon Vault. And in doing so, Tess, what would you say the 2 biggest things that you learned from your autopsy were?
That it was magically based and intentional, and that she needs to slow down and consider just kind of what she knows of other cultures that might have done something similar to this, just turning organs into beans. Generally has gained a lot of questions about the purpose of it, I guess is a good way to put it.
Ah, yes. The mystery box. Here's some answers. Here's a lot more questions. Good luck.
Right. I opened them and there were questions inside.
Sure. And they didn't, want to spill out at times. So Tess and Basall gave an autopsy in which she had a few questions, as she said, answered, but more questions presented. The autopsy was done somewhat under the threat of duress. I don't know if that's accurate. The room was able to be cleansed by fire at any moment should Harold deem their actions in any way inappropriate by trying to remove the body. Once Tess had finished her autopsy, Basall moved the body to a cremation chamber to properly and with reverence dispose of the body that they found in the Dragon Vault. The other facility was a reading room stocked with books, and most importantly, a portal to Candlekeep Library for anything that Banquo had questions about, given what he knew at the time. And Banquo, what were the 2 biggest things that you learned from your research?
2 biggest things. One of them was probably the nature of the relationship between Thar and the Lord's Alliance, which has been very rocky as of late. In addition to that, I learned about the mayor of Melvaunt, Yarajak Watson, and that Gwendolyn had reached out to her, trying to bring them into the fold, and it is a city of smithing, gem cutting, and general manufacturing.
Gwen, huh? Awfully familiar with the head of the Lord's Alliance, aren't we?
A little bit.
Yeah, me and G. I shot her a text. I just said what's up.
You up?
Yeah. Hey girl, you up?
We did spend a bunch of time like convincing her to chill out because she kept being like, "Oh, I need to sit in the chair proper now." I'm like, "No, sit gay."
Harold's, Harold's very proper. It's not their fault. They have respect for the office. In some scrolls and various bits of information that were sent over to Banquo at Lady Gwendolyn's behest, he learned a few things about the next destination. One of the, how many? 6 markings on the map of Faerun with potential dragon vaults located nearby. The closest was the region of Thar, and by teleportation, because Gwen, as Banquo calls her, has got it like that. They were teleported to the city of Melvaunt, like Banquo said, a smithing kind of industrial town. And in the midst of arriving, they found that there was a recent problem with undead, maybe / ogres, undead, / maybe / orcs, and maybe just undead. That could be 3 things or any combination thereof.
This recap is not reassuring.
I just want pertinent facts. It's like just the facts, man. It's fine. It could be any combination of those 3 ingredients to make a lovely, lovely cake of combat encounters. In doing so, they were, let's see, you went to the metal market where they were selling things and had seen that everything was being bought up quite quickly to fight the orcs, ogres, undead, or the melange of them all. They met Braxton, a plucky half-orc blacksmith who didn't want to play the city's games with their fake marketing and wanted to stay true to his brand. And instantly the party asked if they were going to adopt him. So there's that. And then we're sent to the adventurers' quarters to kind of get the lay of the land, at which point they entered the tavern you see up on the virtual tabletop. That seemed specifically like rowdy, despite it only having these very few people. All these tables seem to be having quite vehement arguments about the state of affairs with the orcs, ogres, undead, or all 3, or 1, who knows. And as Banquo first made his way to the bar, one of the patrons who had been talking seemed to go quiet as they entered, followed Banquo, Daemion, and Tess kind of with their eyes. And as Banquo kind of saddled up to the bar, this Dragonborn stood up and instantly says, "Hey, Tess, Daemion, Banquo, oh my god, how are you?" And we will pick up right there. As he jumps up from his chair, you can see it's very physically impressive. You are familiar with Dragonborn, despite the history dictating that actual dragons had been gone for 1,600 years. In the difference between them, Dragonborn's gone on just fine, not to suffer the fate of the chromatic dragons. And stands up very large and impressive, and just elated, as kind of lizard-like and as dragon-like as the face is. It seems very expressive, and he seems genuinely happy to see all of you, and is constantly turning his neck to try to get Daemion, and then Banquo and Tess over here. What would you like to do?
What color Dragonborn is he, out of curiosity?
He is black with very pronounced like red frills.
I mean, do I recognize him?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do any of us?
I didn't think that was going to be a complicated question.
Like I said,
Sorry.
I was like, is there like, do you want me to just tell you? Do you want to roll for it? I was like, I don't know what the role is. Do I remember something? Like, especially like do I remember a person? Like I was like, you want to do history? We can do history.
I would see that as kind of more of like a wisdom thing, but maybe history. I don't know.
How drunk were you during this class?
Like I said, I was like, I view memories as like accounts of fact, not like a thing. So I was like, what would you like to do? Is everybody, and we're using the fucking complicated thing. Everybody give me, the three of you give me a wisdom check, please.
I don't even know what my wisdom is.
I got a nat 1 plus 1.
Oh no. I do have Flash of Genius, and just for funsies, I'm gonna add that to give me a 17.
Oh, see, so Tess gets to use int anyway.
Um,
That's okay, because I still won.
all right. So what did everybody get? Banquo's was bad.
I
Daemion,
got a 19.
19.
I don't know this fucking guy.
Tess,
17.
17. Aaron Lou, thanks for the follow. We would say you definitely recognize him. Banquo, not so much. But something about him gives off a vibe. He pronounced your full name correctly. Maybe something that's not that common. And he seems appropriate to your age. I mean, you're busy adventurers. You're level 14. You've done well for yourselves. Yeah, he looks familiar enough.
Is there anywhere, like, do I know where I recognize him from?
You would guess school.
Okay, but not like a specific class, like, okay. Hey, I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank. I'm so sorry, I'm drawing a blank, but what was your name again?
Clammerjack. Clammerjack Roxon? We went to school together. Wow. It hasn't been that long.
It's a lot of classes. I'm sorry. Like when I'm in class, it's just like, yeah. And do I recognize the name?
The last name definitely sounds familiar. I just put it in chat. The last name definitely should ring a bell, especially for Banquo.
He is the mayor.
Oh,
I was about to say, I knew I'd seen that name somewhere before.
The last name.
yeah.
The mayor.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's the last name of the mayor.
Yes.
So probably like the mayor's son.
Clammerjack.
Something.
Wait, what was his name? Clammerjack?
Clammerjack. Here, I'll put it in the...
Okay.
And Yalvajack Roxon is the mayor.
Yeah, is the mayor, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
so this is probably like his son or something.
Yeah.
Clammerjack. Yeah.
Do you know who his father is?
Do you know who my daddy is? I live in Toronto.
Who's your
That's
daddy?
That's a
Freaking
thing.
dad?
That's a thing.
Jack. Wow, it's been at least 10 years since I've been at school, so I'm sorry I didn't recognize you. It's just been too long.
It's fine. I kind of stuck around for a while, and I thought I wanted to be there and like learn from like real instructors. He was like, but then I got back here and I realized, facts are what you make of them. Why bother with a bunch of memorization? What? Just to be able to tell something that actually happened? That's not the truth. Truth is what you make of it. And we live out here and we're so much happier now. What are you all up to? What do you do?
Oh, well, just...
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Can I real quick just kind of like connecting the dots, do like an insight check or something? Because like he's saying that it's been like not that long, but Banquo hasn't been there for a while.
he stayed for a very long time.
Oh, okay. So he went for like, I've seen him more recently.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
He was there for a long time. He recently just got out.
Okay, gotcha. You make it sound like prison.
I mean, depending on what you're studying, man, some people probably look at the graduation days like that scene in Shawshank.
Did a diamond raven crown.
Covered in
my partner is a PhD student in chemistry, and all right, mood.
Yeah, so like I said, I mean, I went to film school. My shit wasn't that hard, so whatever. But yeah, he just seems kind of excited. So I'm sorry, what was everybody's answer to what have you been doing?
Still working with the Lord's Alliance. Just doing our jobs.
Shh. And he looks around, and suddenly the bar goes quiet.
Intelligence 20, everybody.
I don't know anything about it.
With all
that is a player mess up. She would probably know better.
With all that Lord's Alliance stuff, they like it's fine. Everybody, they're with me. It's fine. They have all their rules and their laws and their safety standards, and just that kind of that's not what we're about here. Like, so just be cool. Yeah, that's crazy. I was like, I love telling people I joke and work at the Lord's Alliance too. It's a great joke, and like everybody kind of gets this little forced laugh in the bar. And then everybody kind of goes back to their conversations, but not as vigorously as before. Everybody seems kind of very well aware of you now.
Did we know that there was beef going in? Because Tess would have known that. I didn't remember that.
Beef.
Yep. Banquo
Okay,
in his research found out that they have had friction lately.
Okay, then, well, Tes'serana's flaws are that she cannot keep a secret to save her life, so it matches, unfortunately.
Fair.
It's fine. We all have to work somewhere. I mean, I work really hard too. It's just what about Banquo? What about you? What are you doing, man?
I'm more of a contractor these days. I'm just kind of passing through this area. We're on a bit of a tour of the lands. Kind of still, after leaving Raven Crown, I've just been looking for other institutes to align myself with, and as my travels has taken me this way.
Right on. We're talking about opening up a school here, all about like free thought and asking like the questions that nobody wants asked, and refusing to be silenced by like the crown or the lords or the guilds. Just abject freedom, man. Just it's gonna be wild. You should totally check it out. I could plug you into this bard who's really into probably teaching somewhere.
Yeah.
Geese in love, man.
Awesome. Daemion, what about you? You kind of sneaking in here all weird and looking a little weird when I called you out. I'm sorry. I did not expect to ever see you again, especially here. This is great.
Hey, I mean, it's the job. You don't want people knowing there's a bounty hunter in town.
Oh wow!
It's
you're a bounty hunter. Cool. And he kind of pauses and looks all of you about the big guy. You with my friends? I'm sorry. This has been rude of me. We all went to school together, and we were catching up, and I got caught up. I apologize. Yeah, I'm Clamorjack Roxon. My father runs this town, and I'm here trying to gather up adventurers for our little, it's all these things that they're saying. It's like the worst thing ever, that there's orcs and undead orcs. And it's just, it's all a big lie. And I'm sick of having to cow down to these people who just think that we shouldn't leave our city and that we can't just go about the countryside freely. And everybody who I send out gets caught up in the lie and gets paid off and doesn't come back. So every week I'm looking for new adventurers. None of them have come back telling me there's a problem. That's all I'm saying. But I'm usually looking for adventurers, and it looks like adventurers may have found me, huh?
I suppose so. Whereabouts?
Go ahead.
Whereabouts are you talking about?
I mean, the big lie is that they're on both ways out of town. Along the North Road, it's supposed to be particularly bad. And then along the coastal road, it's supposedly getting dire. I don't even know what that means. But, like I said, I have sent out probably close to 100 adventurers. And not a single one of them has come back and told me that they're undead orcs or ogres. And if nobody's come back, how am I supposed to believe that they're actually out there? They just get bought up by probably the Lord's Alliance, and you hear like some grumbling at other tables of the bar, who just want to keep us down.
Jack, I mean, have you heard of Occam's razor before?
I don't know. That sounds like something they teach us in school. It sounds too rigid.
So, no, so it's basically like the easiest answer is like the one that's probably right, because that sounds like a lot of money to pay people off, and if there's undead orcs, like they kill people.
That's how the Lord's Alliance gets you. They just want you to think that it's impossible what they're trying to achieve. And that's how they stay in power, because they do the impossible.
Have you gone out there to see?
Oh no, I have to be here in case something happens to my father. You know.
Have you scryed on anything lately?
I like I said, I wasn't the best student. I was there for a while. It was kind of like this Van Wilder program, and I just realized they were just trying to drill useless knowledge and facts into my head. And what am I going to do with that shit? It doesn't help me.
Hey,
Right.
we can't all be.
Go ahead, Rest.
Can't all be divination prodigies.
I mean, you know, it doesn't help me. It doesn't make my smiths better. It doesn't make Melvaunt steel the greatest steel currently available in Faerun. Bunch of facts doesn't help me. I live in the now. Facts are what I make of them.
Exorcism theory.
Has visibly lost interest in this dude. It's just like, all right, and then goes for a drink.
Basall's just look at him like, I didn't even go to school. Wait, huh?
I mean,
what?
Like he's like, for example, the Lord's Alliance would refer to me as a dragonborn. Like, how absurd is that? How absurd is that? My identity is based on a creature of myth and fairy tale? That's an identity? No, it is them trying to keep us down by tying us to these evil fairy tale monsters. So I've said no more of it. No more Dragonborn. It's unfair. It's inflammatory. The Lord's Alliance would have you use, so they would have you call me, and they call me the savage and crazy.
Tes'serana is not giving him any kind of debate to legitimize his positions, just like, oh, and just ordering a drink at the bar. Uh-huh. Cool.
Oh, hey, let me get that. And he points to the bartender and kind of points to himself, and the bartender just kind of rolls his eyes. All right. The mayor's boy says drinks are on him. And he Jack kind of looks at him. He's like, "You heard me. What are you gonna do?" That's right. Nothing. Can I get you?
Take it. The mayor's boy doesn't have coin.
He has coin. No, let me rephrase. His daddy has coin.
Yes,
But
indeed.
he rolls in here like he sits right there every single day, and I have to listen to just his mindless nonsense. And he's like, you know what the worst part is? There are people in this town dumber than him. He's like, oh God. It's like, I'm sorry. He's just taken over my establishment.
Is he paying his tab?
Yeah, pays his tab. His dad pays his tab, but he pays it. Just gotta.
You know,
put up with
Banquo,
it.
I feel like Feeble Mind might actually make him a little smarter.
Step up in the world.
There's only one way to find out.
We're just saying all this with him right there, by the way.
He kind of sat back down and kind of
Okay, good.
puffs his kind of chest out, and now that you're here, tries to look really important.
I'll lean in and whisper to everybody. Well, I don't want to work for this jackass. I do feel like it might be vital that we find out what's going on.
I don't think that you get any information about what's going on by somebody like this. He has no grip on reality.
No,
There's
that
none.
is clear.
We get information
and, like-
about what's not going on.
And like
Yeah.
the dragon thing, that's fine. There's a lot of theories out there about like what's going on with Dragonborn, but
Yeah.
everything else is full of insane. Everything.
Yeah, what I'm thinking is we take this job and we use that as our alibi, our reason to tear. I don't know how you say it.
Raison
Again.
d'etre.
Yeah, there we go. And
It's a
I love
mood.
you,
check
buddy.
out
That was
Basall.
great.
I mean, earlier I pronounced Dutchy douchey, so
I mean,
like,
it's fine. It's fine. We're
I thought
close.
that
They're
was intentional.
siblings now.
I can't pronunciate things,
Me failing
Don't make
English,
fun of my
that's
vocabulary, but I
Don't
can't
make fun of my
pronounce
peach and
anything.
spediment.
As you kind of have this little huddle amongst yourselves in which Tess expresses her unbridled opinion of former classmate, the bartender is just standing there in front of you, like just absolutely stone faced. Yeah. Yes.
I slide him a gold. I'm like,
Yeah.
sorry, you deserve more than this.
He slides the gold like into his pocket and pulls, like reaches down deep under the bar, pulls out a really nice bottle. It's got some dust on it. Really fancy cork. Bottle is actually hand painted.
There might be a little dust on the bottle.
If you give it a little bit, I might be able to get him. I might be able to get him riled up. Sometimes I just can't stand him, and I just get him really pissed off and make him storm out of here. We'll see. But as you're new to town and not part of this cult of stupidity, you deserve the good stuff, or else your time here is just gonna suck the life out of you. So enjoy. He seems otherwise occupied. I'm gonna go step out and try not to bash my head against the brick.
We'll try and keep him occupied if
yeah.
he starts getting
Does he
wild.
seem earnest? Does he seem like very resigned and these are my people, or does he
Give
seem
me-
kind of
He's a
shifty?
bartender. He's a bartender.
He's not going to turn away their coin.
Right, but is he like? Does it sound like he's trying to put one over on us, and he maybe
I mean,
is?
give me an insight check if you want.
Dirty 20.
Yeah, no, he seems really over this guy's shit. You've met him for like 5 minutes in the last however long since you saw him at school, and you're already ready to get the hell out of here. This guy has to sit and listen to him drivel on all day.
Okay. Just making sure he's not like trying to, pull the wool over our eyes
Yeah.
and hand us a bottle of poison for talking shit to his friend.
The inside man.
Mm-hmm.
So the bartender kind of steps out and goes around as he makes his way through the dining room. Your dragonborn or nay something else friend goes, hey. He's like, I'll be back in a second. Don't make me get you fucking started. And he makes his way outside. And as he kind of sits back down, see him maybe kind of peek over his shoulder, trying to look at you, but not like look at you. And just in the worst kind of like trying to do it, reaches into his coat and stretches and drops a leather coin purse just as melodramatically as is possible onto the table. Oh man, I wish I knew somebody who would take all this gold just for 2 potential resort towns. All you got to do is walk there. Send me a message when you get there. It says everything was fine, like I know it will. Use this coin for a little vacation.
All right. First, I need to make sure I understand. Who dropped the coin pouch?
Your boy.
No, we disowned him. He's not our boy.
I don't even know him, and I don't want to
This
know
is
him.
Not your
somebody else
boy
needs to
like
come
that's
get
your
this
boy.
man.
Your boy like, come get your boy.
Yeah, come get your boy. Yeah, and
Get your boy.
the
getting it
negative
either.
connotation.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
I am going to cast Minor Illusion
Okay.
and make it look like there is no coin purse
Okay.
and say, what? Dude, what are you talking about?
So what? I roll a perception against what? Your save DC?
It's actually investigation.
Okay. Against your save
Uh,
DC?
DC 18, yep.
Hey! Where... You see him, like, kind of look under the table.
And then as he is distracted trying to figure out where it went, I'm going to have my familiar, who is still invisible, go fetch.
Nice. I'll hit a
Really
prestidigitation while this is going on to make the sound of a slamming door, just to hopefully draw everybody's eyes towards the front door, and then just to kind of help sell the illusion.
Okay. Just as the bar
Can I
kind
follow
of...
that-
Go ahead.
Can I follow that up with a gust spell to just kind of like, hey, something, the door just swung, like give a little bit more beef to the prestidigitation?
Basall, you wanna get in on this Ocean's 11 con here?
Give me just a second.
You wanna get in on this? You got thaumaturgy?
That's what I'm scrolling through because I don't even know what all I have.
It'd be a cantrip.
No, I do not.
I was gonna say, I was like, thaumaturgy is the only thing. Basically, is
I'm a big guy, and everybody has to look at me when I move.
Ah!
I just trip and fall over my own feet. Just go to one knee back up.
And
Whole building shakes.
in what is the most elaborate attempt at misdirection by 4 different sources, the bar just kind of turns into chaos. There's an exception. The largest being in the space just fell over. The douchebag that kind of holds court here is like losing his mind. Everybody's laughing. Doors are slamming. The wind's blowing.
Can I fall into him? Can we do that?
Fall on him.
Yeah.
He might die.
Yeah,
Oh,
don't
no.
kill him yet.
Do you want to fall on him?
Yes.
Okay.
Full
So
pratfall.
getting around, Tess, you trip, fall. You don't fall on
What?
him so much as you knock him violently out of his chair, and he kind of slides across the floor. And as he does so, instead of standing right back up, he, on his hands and knees, goes under the table, looking for his now gone coin purse. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
the con is it's complete. Oh hey,
Amazing.
and like from the ground, like under the table, looking back over his shoulder at Daemion. Hey, have you did you see a coin purse? I think,
All right, man. How much have you had?
Oh, I don't drink. It's a measure of control. No. No.
Oh god, he's a Mormon.
Do you feel in control now?
I do. I could swear, and he's still on the floor, very dignified, but on his back now, patting.
I'll walk up and
every
make moves to help him up. Like I'll offer a hand to help him up. And are you good? Are you good?
Look, man, don't
Basall
worry
grab
about
the
it.
other hand.
kind of.
Don't worry about it.
Just-
Okay, you know,
I-
I'll loan you some money.
Yeah, that'd be great. It'll be real quick for me to get you back. I just have to go to my house and get some money out of my own purse. I could swear I had it with me today. It's the craziest thing. But I was trying
No
to,
object permanence.
I was trying to be like, I was trying to be subtle, and I was probably just too subtle and too good at it for you all to pick up. It's not your fault.
Yeah, that's probably what it was.
Yeah, I have
but
that problem all the time.
I was hoping that you, my friends, could go along either of the two roads out of town to the next town over and prove to all of these people that there's nothing out there and that everybody who's left was paid by the Lord's Alliance to not come back.
Interesting. I do
You
have
say-
a question.
Sure.
Did your father know about this?
About
Your
This
endeavors.
this little mission of yours.
oh
Am I going to be running afoul of your father?
Oh no. He's attending to, whatever it is mayors do. And he's put me in charge of this. And if I wasn't competing with the big pockets of the Lord's Alliance, I'd be on to my other task. But instead they keep paying all my adventurers to go off somewhere else, probably to oppress some other civilization far from their control.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Basall
Yeah.
realizes
That
he
is
didn't
what we do.
Basall
I would
realizes he didn't apologize for
Mm-hmm.
knocking him over. I'm assuming he's standing up now.
He is. He took Banquo's
And
hand.
he's getting little dusty from the floor.
I mean, yeah. I mean, he didn't help.
Yeah,
I mean,
put his hand on his shoulder. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to fall into you. And you just go to start dusting him off as
Aggressively.
gently as possible.
Oh, thanks.
As a 400-pound giant can.
Thanks. Yeah, I was like, he's like, I don't know when I'm going to be able to go to the tailor again. He crying about not
Yeah,
being
they're
able to
expensive.
get supplies because of the trade being also bought out by the Lord's Alliance, and now we can't get any goods here except for one shipment. And he kind of snickers to himself. So you have your choice. Do you want to go north to a beautiful mountainside town, or would you like to go east along the coast to another lovely little seaside town, Thentia. You make it. You send me a message from the tavern saying that you had a safe trip and that you, my friends, did not fall for the lies of the Lord's Alliance. I'll wire you 5,000 gold.
Can I roll an insight check? Because I would like to know if he actually, like, did his father actually assign this to him, or is he just full of hot air, like he's been the entire day?
I mean, yeah, go ahead. Go nuts.
Trash.
Know your place.
The what?
Know your place, trash.
Thanks.
Sorry, not you.
Talking to his wife.
I take 8 psychic damage. Yo, that would be bludgeoning damage. My wife would crit the fuck out of me.
I'm surprised.
6 insight. So like, I think Tess is just too over it to really like just assumes that he's full of hot air.
Yeah. You're not sure. You're not sure. False bravado, the privilege of being the mayor's kid, or just being dumb as shit. Which or all of these things may be at play here. You did see a sizable. Well, I don't know if you saw it, but the con for the sizable coin purse. So either he gets a pretty large, stipend from Daddy daily, or this was handed to him for that purpose.
All right. Well, unless my companions have any objections, I'm sure we can take a look into this for you.
Yeah.
I have 2 stipulations.
Sure.
First of all, I guess, you don't know a lot about what I do, but I certainly do not work for free or, on anyone's word. Nothing against you, just a rule of the biz.
It's totally fine.
So maybe we can finish up negotiations back at the manor or what have you, and we'll figure out that. The other thing is, you want us to investigate, and you want us to prove the truth, right?
Sure. That's all anybody ever wants.
Fantastic. Love to hear it. So that means that we are going to get paid for proving the truth, whatever the truth is.
Sure. It should be plain to see. As long as you can just resist whatever it is that the Lord's Alliance is going to offer you to make this town look foolish. It's all they want.
I have a proposal.
Sure.
If nothing happens, we get there unharmed, all the better. If this is true and this is a threat, and we'll bring back a head. Undead, whatever it is, we'll bring back a head. And that sounds like pretty good proof to me.
Yeah, exactly. Proof, one way or the other, is what you're gonna get.
Can we agree on that?
Sure. I
right.
I
would like to see a contract.
Of course. I will get my father to have one drafted up for you, as well as an advance for your traveling expenses, as well as accommodations once you arrive in one of these 2 resort towns. Go ahead.
One more thing. I know this is an industrial town, not so much not yet anyway, a town with any kind of educational facilities, but are there any libraries here nonetheless, even if small?
Not with any kind of fancy West Coast of Faerun learning that you'd find in like Candlekeep. We've got a bunch of holy books. You know, you want some truth, start looking in those, and a bunch of probably metal books, probably written by people in line with the dwarves, just trying to sell their expensive metals. But as far as any kind of fancy West Coast learning, no, we don't do that here.
All right. What's this holy book you spoke of?
Oh, just all of them. You know, we don't put our faith in facts. We put our faith in faith, and that's the kind of life that we live around here.
Manny, I want you to know that this is like Tes'serana's mother is the only character that I've made that's nicer than Tes'serana and sweeter. You've made an NPC that she wants to stab.
Basall is
I'm good for
considering
one
violence
campaign.
just to make him stop talking.
My favorite spell.
Banquo just wants to see if he can make this guy dig himself deeper into an obvious grave.
I really want to cast spells on him.
Well, if we're all in agreement, why don't we sit down as soon as Lyle comes back? And just as he says that, Lyle makes his way back into the bar and back around the bar, and he kind of gets up close to Banquo and Daemion. So how's this going? And kind of waits to hear, but kind of gives like idle bartender activity back there to pretend like he's doing something, waiting to hear an answer.
Oh, wonderfully.
Yeah.
I think we've managed to reach an agreement, right, guys?
Once we get a
An
contract,
agreement.
yeah.
Basall's just standing there trying to look menacing. He's not. It's not something he can do.
Oh, it's something I can do.
Right, but he's this giant dude. It's not working.
He just looks like a big teddy bear.
Look, and as he kind of gets back, you can see Clam and Jack kind of start going around from like table to table, talking to people, making like a big kind of spectacle of himself. And as he begins, Lyle pours 4 shots of the good stuff. Look, I can only imagine what he's told you.
I can only imagine it too. I haven't been listening.
Nice. I had some friends, some adventurer friends, who I thought were pretty capable, who I brought in here, and they never came back. And I don't know what kind of world Clammy resides in, but it is not based in reality, and I don't want anybody to suffer from whatever is out there, and it's something, despite what dipshit says.
Look, I get it. I do. And while he is certainly off his goddamn rocker, the job is a job that needs to be done. And we're going to do it.
He was like, agreed. And he's like, from what I understand, the road north is bad, but there's no cities between here and what's the one up there?
Blister.
Yeah, between here and Glister, there's nothing. Along the coast, it's not as bad yet, but if it gets there, there are some pretty big cities along the way. Thentia, and then Hulberg, which is a beautiful seaside mountain town. And I would hate for anything to happen to those people so far removed from, and he gestures vaguely about the bar. I'm safe here. I'm getting stupider by the minute, but I'm safe here, and I know that no matter what happens, they're not going to bang through these walls. But those other towns, they're seaside towns. They're there to be pretty. They're not there to fight anything.
But what about Glister? If the worst of it is in that direction, how are they going to fare?
Glister's pretty tough. It's got walls. I don't, depending on if it started there or if it was a stop along the way from somewhere else, I think is the big determining factor.
All right. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Just be careful. I don't want anybody to get hurt by putting faith in him. His coin's real enough. I've looked for a reason to not have to deal with this shit, but his money's real. Spends just as well as anybody else. And as long as his dad doesn't cut him off, I'm doing okay.
Oh yeah, believe me. If I know anything, I know he's good at losing coin.
Do you know if his dad's also?
His dad's into that high lizard folk bullshit about dragons being based on myth and fairy tale and not wanting their identity wrapped up in something that's not real. So I think his dad's actually the originator. They call themselves high lizard folk. I don't fucking know.
Oh, they're definitely high.
So he's on that. I literally think young Roxanne it's too much free time, not enough real responsibility, and comes back and is allowed to live in a world where every opinion is equally valid, and perhaps it's spun out of control. He doesn't seem malicious. He just seems stupid.
He also lives in a world where I entirely lost my train of thought. I'm sorry.
Choo choo, pull it out of the station. I missed the train.
Thomas the tank engine over here.
Thomas had never seen such bullshit in his life.
God.
I love that.
Yeah, I felt bad that I didn't remember him. Now I think I blocked it out.
I don't think he's ever had an opportunity to learn the meaning of the word consequence.
Yeah.
As you continue to have your conversation with the bartender, at this point, he's made his way around the bar. As he does, gets over here, stands on the table, snatches a glass from the bar that Lyle was filling up for somebody else. To those who seek truth and to those who bring light into darkness, I salute you, my friends, for this noble endeavor in the search of ever-living truth that you find yourselves upon. To our heroes, and he's all excited and dramatic, and there's bits of drink spilling out of his cup, and everybody in the bar, like in a very perfunctory kind of way, hooray, just went about their drinks and went right back to their conversations, and he stands there kind of expectantly, like,
Hey, bartender.
Is it safe to assume all eyes are either on him or like completely disinterested and turned away?
At this point, they've turned away. Once everybody kind of did their little cheers, like everybody is kind of back to the way they were.
I'd like to sneakily cast Ray of Sickness on him.
Okay.
Make him puke.
That's a con
Any,
save,
like,
I would take it.
Let me double check. I don't know why I put it. Con 21.
So he stands on the table, like expectantly, kind of like a cheers, maybe to be carried off on their shoulders. And as he does so, everybody kind of goes back to their conversation, takes like another big swig. He
Didn't drink.
hops down off the table, goes in the corner, and pukes. Just blah.
I'm sorry. I could not help myself.
Hey, barkeep, how much for a dozen drinks?
Are for yourselves 3 apiece, or is there something more?
Bar's next round's on me.
You hear that? Our out-of-towners treating you better and not dumbing you down, and they're buying you drinks, and the patrons, hey, much more kind of reverent cheer for you buying them a drink than
He's just puking in the background.
he's just over in the corner, just like trying to scream at Lyle, but like, God damn it,
Basall, we need to get that guy home.
No, I'm fine. I gotta be here. I got your contract coming, and sorry.
Maybe you should go home and rest, and we head out with the contract in the morning, right?
Okay.
We can finish this up at your place.
Something, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Lyle, my father will be by later to pay my. And he
Make sure there's a cleaning fee.
just kind of like gingerly steps over a large puddle. You'll get that, Lyle. It's your job, you know. And then just kind of makes his
You're
way.
making me hate this dude more and more.
Makes his way
man.
out the door.
Let's follow him.
Someone has prestidigitation, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna walk over there and take care of that.
I felt bad.
Yeah.
I'll walk over to Tess and say, that was fucking brilliant.
I had a shot, and yeah, it seemed like a good idea.
I too would like a shot.
It was a terrible idea. Great work.
Yep.
Lyle
This sounds like horrible. I'm in.
seeing the chuckle and kind of putting 2 and 2 together, takes the bottle that he first had on the table and puts it under the bar. Give me a second. And you see him like disappear under the bar. You hear like rusty hinges and like a hatch being loaded up against like the front of the bar. This
Stomp.
Down stairs into this kind of echoey chamber. Oh
Echo
god,
chamber.
fucking
I was
spider
about to say-
webs. Oh god, oh spider webs. Fuck. Oh, here it is. Pulls it out. You can hear it like slide. Make the opposite sounds on his way back up. Kind of pops his head up. First thing you see is just like this hand that reaches around, puts the hand and a bottle on the table. It is covered in a thick amount of dust. The top is still sealed in what looks to be a very old like wax. He makes his way back up. That was amazing. And he takes this thing, holds it over like a little candle he's got on the bar, twists off the top, and this unbelievably like sweet and pungent aroma just like fills the bar. The conversations stop as everybody, the fuck is that? Like, hey, mind your fucking business. And
Yikes!
pulls it.
I have a note here, and it just says, "I love Lyle."
Lines up 4 glasses and pours just lines up 3 glasses and a very large bowl. And in all of the glasses, you can see him like just put like the tiniest little amount in the 3 glasses, and then kind of looks at Basall. You can see him the math calculation meme going on in his head.
Dosing.
And he fills up one of the glasses, pours it in the bowl, and then drops like the tiniest little bit. I'm going to ask that you all sit down before you drink this, please.
This
Orvish?
is already sitting.
Yes. It's rumored to be from an escaped dwarven king who married a dwergar, and this bottle is supposedly almost 1,000 years old. I told myself, if somebody ever came in here and clowned him like that, I was opening this bottle. And now we're here. I want to drink it. And you can see him like pouring his own glass and just kind of looking at it. Yeah, a little too much. Poured some back in. Okay, that looks about right.
Oh,
This fucker just
Lyle.
poured me a bowl.
Right?
Lyle, you missed it, man. You were out for a couple of minutes there. You didn't see this. And I'm gonna open my hand, and my familiar is just gonna drop the coin pouch into it.
He looks around to see if anybody else saw. They're indignant at Lyle's response, at their curiosity about what he had just opened. So wait, you stole his dad's money and you made him throw up all over my bar?
And I made him promise to pay me again.
No
And
matter
these were his
no
best
matter
friends.
what we tell him.
He picks up the glasses again, drops a little more in. Okay.
I'm gonna wink at Lyle
This is
as he force mine.
I would, if you did anything else while I was out, I would ask you not to tell me, because I don't think I can give you any more. And I'm going to want to. So, while we enjoy this just absolute victory, let's have our drinks and let us just sit here and revel in the fact that, unfortunately, in this world, people in prominent positions are just dumb as shit. To people who aren't dumb as shit. And he takes his drink. You see him really kind of savoring it, working it about the palate. And then the deep shiver and the neck kink as just your belly turns into absolute fire. It is unbelievably smooth and sweet and smoky, but holy shit, does it burn going down. Lets out a little burp. Even from the distance, when Lyle burps, you can all kind of smell it. Ooh. Excuse me. So, if there's anything else you did to him, everybody okay? Kind of like waves hands in front of everybody's eyes to make sure everybody's good. looks at Basall. How you doing, big guy? You were the wild card here. You okay?
Basall's just sitting here in awe of what's in this bowl, what he just drank. It's like,
Should I make like a con save or something?
Right.
I know. I'm a little worried about Robin.
Yeah.
But yes, after a couple of seconds, the fire subsides. You get this overwhelming sense of confidence, and just a lot of the world's troubles, perhaps the reemergence of dragons, just doesn't seem as big of a deal anymore, man. Maybe you should just mellow out. Everybody give me a con save, please.
Don't forget your +5s.
Everybody come here.
Because you might need them.
Yeah.
For
18.
what?
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I can't see the button. Oh, wait, if I can click on this. Oh, not bad.
you said a +5, Raz?
Mm-hmm.
What do we get a +5 for?
His
Because we're
aura.
next to the paladin.
Paladin.
Oh, yeah.
Aura.
I don't know how to add the +5 on the end.
So it's
Just-
22.
Just do math in your head.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
okay.
got 17, had 5, 22.
22, yeah.
As you do get this
20.
Nice.
16.
You are overcome by
No,
this
20.
overwhelming sense of
I do
confidence
the best.
and warmth. It's no different from any other strong alcohol you've ever consumed. Mostly the impressive thing is the scant volume for which you were given to overwhelm your body with this sensation.
Did Tes'serana just hold her liquor the best?
Yes, you did.
Mathematically, yes.
Yes, you did.
That something's wrong here.
I'm gonna try that on my birthday. Are you holding your liquor? Mathematically, yes.
I mean, let's face it.
Task
Tess
failed
is-
successfully.
Tess has dabbled in alchemy. That's not the worst thing she's
That's
drank.
true.
Fair.
I'm gonna be
Fair.
drunk at Buffalo Wild Wings going, I'm not drunk, I rolled a 22. Woo!
She sticks her finger in pure fentanyl. She's like, it's all right.
It's all right. So Lyle, every so often, kind of tells you stories about the Roxan clan and their rule of Melvaunt, that despite being very socially stupid, they are very good business people. That the industry for this place that is so far flung from everything and with so much competition on the Sea of Falling Stars and its adjoining bodies, for a town like this to compete, he gives them credit for being capable, if nothing else, administrators and overseers of the trade and kind of production of town. Tells you all of the adventurers, he thinks probably close to 100 at this point, have been sent out. None of them to return. And as he does so, he kind of just intermixes like a stupid little anecdote about the mayor's boy. And every time he does, he gets like a good little chuckle and pours everybody their scant little shot. And after a couple of rounds, the math in his dissemination of this alcohol is very much not in his favor, as he expected to give out tablespoons at a time. And with your larger companion, he is finding himself just blowing through ounces of it. And within a couple of hours, everybody's feeling good. Not drunk, but you're definitely feeling good. And the bottle is empty. And Lyle, that really was a tyranny of whiskey. And he puts the bottle behind the bar in like this little kind of spot of reverence. Yeah, so sorry. I took up your whole day telling you stories about dipshit and drinking expensive
No, it's
whiskey.
been a lovely time. We've traveled a long way.
Yeah, we gotta blow time until we get paid.
Yeah.
Until he stops puking, probably.
I have another question.
Sure.
Something that Clammerjack mentioned was almost nonchalantly was that only certain trade goods are able to get in and out. What is that? What is going on? What is going on with that?
He kind of looks around and sees everybody in the bar is not really. They just melt down Mirror Bar steel and call it Melvaunt steel and take claims for it. So
we know that.
So somehow
We
the swords
know
and
that.
stuff keep coming in, but they're coming from out west, and everything that comes in from the mountains or from the east, we haven't gotten a trade caravan in weeks. Days. About a week. Final answer. About a little more than a week, about 10 days.
Split
What
the
is
diff.
time?
Yeah.
You guys are
It's
in
just
a
like your
pandemic.
opinion, man. It says they haven't gotten any trade caravans from either the north along the road or from the east in about 10 days.
He seemed awfully, I don't know, glib or almost,
Jubilant.
yeah, jubilant about, as though he knows something that nobody else does, as though he's pulling one over on everybody and doesn't want anybody to know, but can't help himself but brag about it.
And let's face it, him knowing something that no one else does would be a first.
Yeah.
He
And
also
as Banquo
talked
says that, he
shit
goes,
about.
yes.
He also was talking shady about dwarves.
You live in this echo chamber where everybody wants to feel included, and so they just mindlessly agree with each other's stupidity in the hopes of giving credence to their stupid ideas in other people. This is nothing more than an echo chamber with 6 different conversations going on and everybody agreeing for no reason other than wanting to be part of the group. This place is insane. It is amazing that the trade functions this well with its citizenry this fucking stupid.
How loud did he say that? That last few
loud.
words.
Loud.
I love him.
Well, all right.
Yeah. It's gonna be getting dark here soon. I can get you some rooms upstairs if you'd like. Obviously, they'll be on the house. And even if I charged you for them, it's not like it would come out of your pocket. Kind of gives Daemion a little point. I can send up some food in a little bit. I would be careful going up the stairs. We did drink a lot of that tyranny of whiskey. And I'll let you know when he shows up here first thing in the morning, like he does every day.
Before we head upstairs, I want to take a gold coin that I have that looks a little different from the standard and give it to him and say, if you ever need anything, send a messenger and send that with it. I'll be there.
I appreciate that. And if nothing else, I hope that you prove him wrong. And if there are adventurers who went out and are still out there fighting whatever it is, I hope that you help them and that some of them get to come back and that he gets his what's coming to him for sending people potentially to their death.
Has he sent people in both directions, in east and north, or just one or the other?
Both.
Okay.
North pays more. East is a shorter trip.
Do you want to know my favorite thing about all this? Is that, then I kind of lower my voice. He knows who I work for and thinks that they're a conspiracy, like they're running the whole conspiracy, and he's still offering me the job.
More balls than brains.
I mean, I don't even
Well,
know if
anything's
that's true.
higher than 0.
Yeah. Yeah, he was like, I'll get your rooms set up if you don't need anything else. I'll have them set up, and then, like I said, I will let you know first thing in the morning when he arrives.
Much appreciated.
Sounds good.
Very well. He kind of. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, he's probably aware that we're gonna be staying here if we're working with him, right?
Mm.
Okay. Okay.
If he's not, he'll probably be here in the morning to swing his bullshit around anyway. Or late morning.
Yeah, so he kind of gives you directions. You have to go outside and around the back and up to the rooms. There are 5. Unfortunately, not properly scaled for all members of the party. It's not Neverwinter. But the rooms are kind of cozy enough. It doesn't seem as if they've been stayed in a little while. Everything's got like a kind of light layer of dust and maybe like an ash or like a film from all of the forges and smithing going on in town. Sends up food a little later, pretty decent, and a little note. It was like, do you think I should send the mayor's boy a plate? Love, Lyle. And in it is this tiny little glass with a little bit of like plastic film over the top of it. And on it, it's a little note that says, drink me. And then on your covered plate, it says, eat me. And then another little note, see you in the morning, Lyle.
He's adorable.
F&B
Also-
NPCs, I got you.
Like you have in one sitting made the most hated and the most
most
loved
loved.
NPC.
Yeah.
Like between what was his name, Braxton
Braxton.
and Lyle, we're never leaving. We live here now, right?
I mean,
We'll come back.
probably wouldn't be hard to overthrow the local leadership. I mean, just give them like a probably like a like a scavenger hunt. You probably keep them busy.
Just
for,
need to
like,
give him
ever.
a circular argument.
Just give them like
that they can't
scavenger
get out
hunt,
of.
they'll be gone.
Just tell him that the first sentence is true, the second sentence is false, like that old
Yeah.
conundrum. They'll be
Dude,
stuck
and
forever.
just get them tattoos, one with dude, one with sweet, and just be like, they'll be busy for like a hot minute.
Head literally explodes.
Yeah.
I know we can't talk Braxton into leaving because he's like pretty settled in. I think we could for sure talk Lyle into going like to a town that sucks less because he hates
Damn, it
this.
sucks the less.
Just start our own town.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't use that much.
All right. You get your food, you get your drink, you settle in for the night as it gets dark. And as you look out your window, it looks like the entire town is filled with dragonflies, or no, fireflies. Sorry, fireflies. Odd for this far north and this time of the year. But after a couple seconds, you realize that they are actually the fires of every single forge burning all over town. And it just illuminates the town on its own. The clanging of hammers against anvils can still be heard late into the night. Not to the same amount as during the day. But the work and the smithing of Melvaunt never stops. And on that note, we will take our mid-show break with the party. I take it you're going to want a long rest because you're needy. Yeah, long rest.
I mean, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I'm pretty good.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, after the break, I would like to have Tess do something before she goes to bed. Just a quick check.
Okay. Yeah, we'll pick it up right before you go to bed, and then we'll jump to the morning. All right.
Cool.
It is currently 8:39. We're going to take about a 10-minute break. Thanks to everybody who watched. Thanks to Aaron Liu, our newest follower. Appreciate it. Stick around. We will be back, and the party will set off in the direction as they are paid to do. So, yeah, stick around. We hope to see you on the other side.
Only lasts until she takes a long rest. So the one that she gave Basall is no longer existing.
All right.
You can always just make another one though. So.
Randomly, but also she just did. So that's what reminded me.
All right. We are back. The party, I guess we can get rid of the bar map, as it were. The party, having accepted Lyle's invitation to stay at the Green Rug Tavern and Inn, after taking quite a shine to him for his ability to speak truth to power, as well as reveling in a mutual disdain for one of the more kind of notable personalities of town. Everybody's been given a room, an average size room. Sorry, Basall. Not a lot of bugbears coming through, man. Sorry.
Bugbear.
Bugbears.
What? What are you?
That's
I'm
Chult.
so offended. I'm offended.
He's a fear bug.
Oh.
I'm offended.
Oh. Yeah. What?
Bugbear was Chult, buddy.
You big people are all the same.
Yeah.
No, Bugbear was the haunted house.
I'm a small
Oh yeah,
folk.
you're right.
I'm
Lizard
a
folk was
small
Chult.
folk supremacist. Everybody
Somebody's gonna be.
settled into their room, got a nice little drink gift from Lyle, as well as a playful note and a very delicious meal. And as everybody settles in, what does everybody want to do in their room? It's getting to be late. You're fed. You've had quite, not in volume to drink, but in potency, you've had quite a bit to drink thus far. What is everybody kind of staggering to bed, or at least, yeah. Oh God, Ben, I love you. What's everybody doing? Tess, let's start with you.
Yeah, Tess would like to rage. Tess would like to do just settle in with her notes. And I know there were two things that I wanted to check, but I lost the note about what that was. But I'd like to do a religion check just on other cultures that preserve their living or dead in the way that that the dead elf was preserved.
Okay.
And I'm going to go ahead and use that 15 portent that I got and cast guidance on myself. And so that is...
That's a religion check that I said, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that is 25 plus 2 is a 27.
Not so much a practice of today's cultures. It is one of much older cultures. You've heard of a couple places in Ravenloft before it was banished to the kind of parallel dark dimension that a lot of, or two of them at least, their regular cultures did it as a way of preserving the dead. For reverence and celebration, not necessarily for any kind of nefarious means.
Okay. And I think the other thing that I was kind of bouncing around was, could she do an Arcana check to see what kind of benefits that something like this would provide a person, other than like, or what kind of magic would lead to this, either or.
Sure.
Guidance on myself again. Oh wait, sorry, I forgot to use the thing. Plus guidance is 25.
The only thing you can think of is literally just the idea of preserving in its truest sense. No, it was never a byproduct of another process or another goal. The preservation was always for the sake of preservation.
Okay. And then she would like to just kind of talk to her companions about something, but I don't want to hog up time.
Okay.
Everyone else should take their turn.
Daemion, you stole a significant amount of money. He
deserved it.
It's my NPC in our show, and yeah, I'm 100% with you. I'm kind of glad you guys hated him like you did. It's flattering. You stole some money. You had some good drinks. You were part of a pretty elaborate con. A fool and his money are easily parted, and you proved it. After your nice little shot from Lyle, a pretty good meal. What are you going to do to settle in for the night?
So I figure, as someone who doesn't drink that often and really only made an exception to his drinking on the job rule because of the spectacular offering, he's probably gonna call it an early night, have his dinner, get his 4-hour trance out of the way. And having seen that the forges of this city seem to be lit round the clock, probably pick up early in the morning and just see if he can find somebody, maybe our friend from yesterday, to let him use a grindstone or something, just sharpen his sword, make sure his gear is tip top, because we know we're going to be getting in it soon.
You never know. The idiot could.
And I've got about.
The idiot could be right.
And seeing as I know I have about 4 hours before the rest of these people wake up, I figure I got time.
You got time. All right, very good. Banquo, also in on the con of somebody who you went to school with, didn't really remember, which is probably pretty shocking considering how much of an asshat he was. To be like, man, I cannot believe I don't remember you. If you've been like this your whole life, what are you doing settling in for the night? Knowing that you partook in a scam to take an idiot's money, and apparently the idiot will be back in the morning with more money for you.
Yeah, Banquo will be studying over the maps that he's brought, the copies of the maps, to kind of try to get an idea of how precise these maps seem to be. These X's, these marked vaults. Do I get any kind of sense of exactly how, like if it was just, it's somewhere in Thar, or it's literally, 6 degrees north of Melvaunt? Did I get any impression?
You don't. So far in Thar, all you've been to is Melvaunt. You haven't in any way kind of drifted to where the X would.
No, what I'm asking is, with my cartography proficiency,
let's see.
Could I get a sense of the person who originally made the map, if they were just marking a general regional low resolution, or if they were trying to like make an exact
pinpoint.
Where it is?
If it was pinpoint, it would seem to be in the middle of like an open field.
Okay.
Let me see the mirror bar one.
Really, what I'm trying to find out is if it's on the way to one of these places that they need us to make an errand, or if it's out of the way.
If you compare the marking for Mirabar to the actual town on the map, you would see that it was pretty far off if it was to scale by distance. And your experience there told you that if it was pinpoint, it would have been right over the city because you just basically went straight down.
Okay, cool. That's exactly what I was trying to find out.
Yeah, you didn't drift too far, along these axes. You went straight down. So Mirabar would have been the place to put it if that was the kind of goal that they were shooting for.
Okay, perfect. So that means that we don't have to literally take the road and then fuck off to the other direction. We'll have to do some investigation to find out precisely where it is, but doing these errands aren't necessarily going to take us in the wrong direction.
Right.
Cool. And other than that, I will write in my mysterious book and call it a night.
All right. Basall,
Still have the death note.
You have consumed the largest amount by volume by far. Lyle, very aware of your size as opposed to the rest of the party, did a pretty good job seemingly. You can still see. You didn't fall through the floor or destroy any furniture. So I would say Lyle was pretty spot on. He's very apologetic about the room. It's very clearly more to scale and size of the rest of the party. But he gives you multiple blankets so that you can, fully cover yourself.
Well, there goes that mental image.
Yeah, I don't want to see. No, I'm going to stop before I get there in my own head. So you're in your cram little room. You've gotten, like I said, a much larger portion of both alcohol and food. You're full. You're pretty warm and fuzzy from the tyranny of whiskey. And what are you going to do as you call it a night?
So Basall's not coming to terms with, but working through his logic on what they've done today, because they definitely took advantage of someone, and that at first didn't sit right with him, because that's not what he's about. And then he stops and considers the fact that he sent 100 odd some adventurers to their death, basically, and is using it to fuel his conspiracy theories, and he's okay with this now. And he is going to glance around his room, decide that the bed is probably not a safe bet, and make his nice little pallet with the blankets and the pillows next to the bed. He's going to take a little bit of time to use Blessing of the Forge on his mace in preparation for the next day. And then he's going to pull out his tiny goblin stuffy and go to sleep.
Nice.
Love him.
Tiny scaled against Basall, or tiny against anything?
Oh no,
else?
I'm talking if you saw it in his hand, it would just disappear in his hand. It's a normal size small goblin stuffy, so it's just non-existent in his hands.
Got it. Zoolander's phone. Heard.
Yes. Yes.
So as everybody kind of gets ready to go to bed, you can hear, a little bit of commotion and just kind of everyday existence of a tavern. Pretty late into the night, eventually trailing off into nothing. Small town, not lively enough of a nightlife to keep a bar open entire night. Everybody drifts off to sleep. And so Daemion, after you're done with your 4-hour trance and everybody is in the middle of sleep.
I think. Is Basall the only one who sleeps?
Oh, none of
Or
you
do
are-
half elves not? Because we're half drow.
Yeah,
I
we
don't know
still
if half-
sleep.
Oh, we do? Okay.
Yeah.
That was a legitimate question. I wasn't sure.
They
Y'all
get the
just-
charm resistance, but not the trance.
Okay.
I'm gonna say y'all are just sitting outside my door, twiddling your thumbs, waiting.
Stupid biology.
guy. This fucking guy. Let's go.
Thank you for the wisdom.
But magic can't put us to sleep if we're half elves.
Oh, okay.
So while most people are sleeping or otherwise just sitting there staring at an empty room, with the common construct of nighttime falling into the Lord's Alliance's trap. God, you guys, see, you don't even know it. You don't even know it. You're all in it.
I'm gonna fight someone.
Oh, give it.
IRL.
Oh, just hold on. Yeah. So it's the middle of the night. You can still hear the pinging of hammers and see the lights of various forges around town. They've diminished in number since before your trance, but still enough to recognize that this is quite the industrial manufacturing town. What would you like to do?
Well, I suppose first stop would be see if we can see if our half orc, I believe, friend is at his stall now in the wee hours of the morning. Not sure how early he rises. Could get lucky.
Is this just you or is this all of us?
Yeah, this,
Just him.
Okay, just sure. Sorry.
You make your way down. You find the kind of familiar, kind of meager, not big corporate storefront like a lot of the kind of smiths here, tucked off where you remember it. And you see him actually sleeping in an alley nearby where you first kind of interacted with him. He's big, he's burly, he's covered in like a big piece of burlap and just snoring away. Big old orc snore.
And so his stall is empty.
All the kind of wares and everything seem to be tucked in. There's a big lockbox by him, but all of the shelves and just the kind of anything that somebody could like steal seems to be put up.
I don't want to wake him, but jeez.
We just gonna start banging him like behind him. Like, don't mind me, man. It's good. Just keep going.
Don't
Phrasing.
tempt Basall. There's a forge there.
So many conflicting emotions. Yeah, I guess I'll go over and I'll nudge him and see if I can wake him up.
Huh? What's going on? Kind of turns around. Hey, I don't have your order yet. I'm sorry.
No.
Oh.
No. Don't.
Okay.
Calm down.
Whew. Whew.
What are you doing in an alley, man?
I live here. I don't make enough for a place to stay. I barely make enough for this stall, and because I don't play ball with everybody here and the big fraud that they put out, just barely scraping by. I'm hoping that this things I'm going to make for you and your friends, that it'll be some nice work and you can show it to other people and, help me kind of break out of this. He kind of gestures at all the like very nicely appointed stalls, real nice signage tiled down on the floor so they're not traipsing through the mud. I could get out of here. It's hard to notice my work when, this is my stall. Like, would you rather buy something from over there? It's real nice. It may be shit, but looks like it might not be.
I mean, I I find it hard to believe you can't even you're not even scraping together enough to make rent. Like what? How expensive is it to live here in Melvaunt?
It's like anything. Um, I've 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 put a target on my back, and the guilds control everything, and if not, then the mayor. It's just the second these people decide they don't want you, they've done everything except run me out of town.
Well, hey, I mean, we're probably gonna be here, off and on for a bit. We managed to get a free room, tonight, but how much does it cost to live here?
It's they want to tax me and give me a license to do this and a license to do that, and it's all these extra burdens that make it impossible. A month is probably 60 copper for just a little studio. Um, but I have all these other licenses I got to pay, all these things, all these taxes, and it's that this costs so much that I can't afford to live.
Well, hey, I got a couple things I need to get done before we set out today. You mind giving me a hand?
Sure. Yeah, I was just kind of looks up. He's like, yeah, all the neighbors are gonna be really deep in their sleep right now, so I think it's time for me to get on this anvil. He kind of stands up, and as he does, just this massive like frame, even made more pronounced by the one gigantic arm from swinging the hammer. Yeah, what can I do for you?
Well, firstly, I was just hoping to sharpen my sword. If I'm going to be going out, if it's as bad as they say it is on the roads, I want to make sure I'm prepared.
I mean, that's what they say. I know I wouldn't trust. Do you guys met the mayor's kid yet? He's probably, but I wouldn't trust him. I know he pays a lot of money. I have given people so much stuff that had just come from meeting with him, full of gold, looking for just the tiniest little things, and then going off and buying something more expensive. I've been watching it for more than a week.
Yeah, well, that's all right. I plan to relieve him of as much coin as possible and move on with my life.
It's probably it's for the best, but yeah, here, I'd be honored, and kind of sits down in this like nice little stool, offers to kind of take your sword, and then you see him kind of reach into this footlocker and open it up, and out it comes this like leather bundle with looks like 6 different stones, and gets some oil, rubs the sword down, and just like really starts going to town, sharpening it up, looking at it, making sure it's still straight, wiping it down with some oil, and just going back at it. And after about 45 minutes of just focused, dedicated work, you can see the just slightest amount of metal filed off of dual edge.
Yeah.
Off of like both edges, just enough to look almost brand new. And as he's done, he turns it sideways, pulls out this little kind of polishing cloth that he'd used to get it a nice shine, and just drops it over the edge. And as it kind of falls and hits the blade, it just falls into 2 pieces. I think that'll do it. Looking down, making sure it's straight. Yeah, I think that'll do it. Hands it back.
Yeah, I think whatever I hit first is going to think that its limbs are still attached.
Hmm.
hopefully you hit something big. Um, this town, it can't survive. I know the Roxans want everybody to think everything's fine, but it's not. If we don't get trade from our two neighboring cities soon, we're gonna be in real trouble here. And so anybody who's gonna go out and open up those roads would be very much appreciated.
Well, that is the plan. You've already done me a huge favor here, and I appreciate it.
Of course.
If you could just bear with me for one more second.
Sure.
Like I said, I don't know how long we're going to be in the area. Could you show me to a place that that I could come back to, when I need to crash, maybe keep some of my stuff? I figure you live here, where a good place might be.
He was like, yeah. He kind of looks around. It's like, follow me. He takes you back through the alley where he was sleeping against like this tiny little space between some buildings. And there's like a tarp and stones and all this thing. Just looks like a pile of debris in an alley. And he looks down, looks at the rooftops just to make sure, and bends over and pulls the whole pile. Like this elaborate display is nothing more than like a clever trap door. This is where I keep all my finished stuff. And he kind of shows you down like 6 quick little steps. And underneath the ground is this just room full of very decently crafted swords. It's like, this is all my inventory. This is the safest place I know. You saw how to get here. If you need a place to stash things, I've never been robbed, and I'm here every day. So if I won't look through your stuff, but if you don't mind it being here, it can stay here.
That's pretty clever, man. I gotta be honest. I don't actually have anything I need to leave behind. I just I needed to make sure that you had a better option than laying in some alley somewhere, man. That's no way to live. And I know you're dead set on staying here and living with these people that don't treat you right, but you're going to be doing better soon. If there's anything I can do about that. But in the meantime, I want to make sure you're still here when I get back. And going to give him a pouch of 100 gold.
Nice.
Now, that should be more than enough. I'll see you soon. All right.
I can't.
I'm gonna misty step out.
Nice. Nightcrawler. Nice. He's gonna, just as you kind of take one last glance at him before you bamf out of there, just like tears in his eyes as he's looking in this money. And yeah. So what, like back out to the alley, like on your way back out?
Yeah, as far as it'll take me, and I'm just on my way back to the tavern.
Okay. It's almost sunrise, and Lyle's already in the bar, getting ready to open up. You, on your way back, you catch him just about to go through the front door. Hey, on my way here, I ran into Clammerjack, and he's going to be on his way. So if you want to be free of him as soon as possible, like most people do, I get your friends, get your money, and get the hell out of here. You're muted, buddy.
I was saying he slept off that hangover quicker than I expected. Thanks for the heads up. I'll let him know.
Day in the life, man. Walks into the bar as you kind of make your way around the back. What would you guys?
All right, rise and shine, mofos. Business to be done.
Banquo will get up and reattach his armor.
As everybody's kind of roused from sleep, you hear the door slam open downstairs, and you can't quite make it out, but it sounds very loud, unnecessarily so, for what has thus far sounded like a completely empty bar.
Down I go.
Yeah,
There we go.
no kidding. Like,
Yeah,
what?
Basall's gonna head down.
He better not be making a scene, because I will make him piss himself.
Tes'serana kind of bundles up her alchemical equipment very quickly, like after her morning prep, and hustles down as well.
Banquo kind of tightens his bracers in anticipation.
You make your way down. The door to the bar is wide open. Somebody just pushed it in, giving zero fucks. In the middle of the bar, in the the floor of the bar, there he stands, Clammerjack, dressed very well. Everything's really nicely pressed, very nice creases on everything. It's like, as he sees everybody, today's the day. You get rich and I get right. So,
Oh man, you're looking better.
yeah, it must have been something I ate. I just
Yeah,
had
you looked so rough.
I just had an off day. Like I swear I left the house with a purse full of money, and in fact I guess I didn't. That would have been embarrassing if I just lost it. So I realized when I got home I just left it at home, so that was embarrassing. And then yeah, I think I just ate something. Just when I saw you, I knew that you were going to be the ones that showed that I was right, and just the sense just overwhelmed me. It just was too much, but I'm good now. But yes, before I become ill again with excitement about your talent and your abilities, I'm going to offer you 2 different fees. I will offer you 2,000 gold to head to Thentia. It's a 2-day trip along the coast. It is a very lovely seaside town known for its therapeutic baths. I absolutely recommend you get one. They are great. Or I will give you 4,000 if you make it all the way to Glister. Half now before you set out as travel expenses, and then half upon receiving a message from the next town telling me that you are safe and that this was all some ploy of the Lord's Alliance. You know what? In fact, hold that last part. If you make it there, I know that this has all been a ploy of the Lord's Alliance. I don't need you to tell me.
So sorry to interrupt, but that was not, in fact, the terms of our employment last night. Because you have those contracts, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm going to take a look at that and go over it with like fine tooth comb shit. And just because fuck this guy, I rolled a 19 on my portent last night. What do you want me to roll to add? What do I add to that?
What do you want to do?
I just want to see like I want to go through all this find any ways that he can fuck us
I
over.
waive my
and-
legal rights and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and I want to make sure that that thing that we said, like, hey, the head of an orc also counts as proof of contract completion, or undead, or like, you know, that part that I mentioned. I want to make sure that that's in there so that he can't fuck us if we bring back like proof and he's like, well, no, that's fake.
It's not there, but he's very quick to kind of scribble in the very specific notes. The rest of it appears as if it was clearly written by somebody very much smarter than he is. This seems almost like a form contract. You know, the party hereto known as blah, blah, blah. A lot of that stuff. He definitely did not write this. My man is not that smart. And so all of the very specific additions are added. He initials them, asks that you all initial them as well. Yes, you know, whatever you need. You know, obviously you're my friends, and we are here to make money and just show the world that people who think for themselves and do their own research do not need to be a product of the controlling machine of the government. And this is the first step for that. How awesome is that? Like, today is the day we change the world.
Can't wait to get out there and do our field research, bring back real results.
Outstanding. I cannot wait, and I hope you enjoy whichever resort town you choose.
All right. Well, if you could just give us a moment to discuss, we'll see which of these contracts we want to take on. All right.
Sure. All right. And while you actually discuss this, I'm going to step away for just a quick second. I'll be right back. You guys go. Do you?
Fair enough.
All right.
So with what Lyle was saying, I'm actually really concerned about Hulberg.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's not one of the options, but I feel like Glister is closer.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So you go whole
Go
rope
ahead.
by way of Glister.
The other, I mean, could we negotiate into both options? Like,
I thought about it, but I don't know. From his perspective, he has no reason to pay us to do both. Like, his motivation for this is just to prove that he's right, and he sees himself as being right no matter which objective we encounter. So it would take some convincing to make him pay us for both.
I think he's very suggestible, actually.
Oh yeah, he's a moron.
I think we could talk him into, well, why not prove without the shadow of a doubt that you're right? We'll do both. Cut us a deal.
I think.
I mean, we can take that route. We can try it.
Yeah.
We'll try it.
But if
I
push
also-
comes to shove, we should know which we're going to do.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say this in front of Lyle because, like, Lyle's cool, but hey, I put too many cards on the table sometimes. This guy was throwing around a lot of like anti-dwarven sentiment last night too. And you mentioned that he seemed to be very proud of something that he did, and he's not smart enough to be proud of anything that he does. But
I think this
is it possible that maybe he had any kind of connection? Because he seems like he'd be a rival to the town that burned down. Insert name here.
Yeah, I think you're giving him a little too much credit. I did notice what you're talking about, but it sounded to me like the thing he was proud of was managing to get a shipment into the town, which was probably steel from the town that was destroyed. I don't know how he did it, but I think
that's kind of what I mean is, like, I don't think that he was the ringleader. I think that he benefited from it, and he has a lot of money to throw around.
100% he
his dad is
benefited.
the ringleader.
Maybe.
We don't know how smart that guy is.
Yeah.
We haven't met him yet.
I
We're
know.
supposed to find him.
One of my
I
thoughts
have
is
a
that
headache
he
already.
needs. Sorry.
Oh no, I was just complaining. Go on.
I'm thinking. I mean, he's not asking for us to go there and bring something back. He's not asking us to solve anything. He's not asking us to stop whatever's happening. All he's asking us is to get there and force. He's obviously got some sort of communication system that he can prove that we got there. He's obviously trying to check a box and say, look, I did the thing. Either I did the thing or I solved the thing, or as he's obviously want to believe that this is somehow the proof that the Lord's Alliance is behind everything. I think he's trying to build up a narrative. And maybe he isn't trying to do it. Maybe somebody, whoever the brains behind this operation is, and all
Definitely
they've told
not
him, all they've told
pawn.
him is, we need you to get somebody verifiably from our town to that town. Look at the show he made this morning of, pointing out that we're going to do this. I mean, this is, I don't know if it's a setup, but it's definitely a ruse, and we're not the ones he's pulling the wool over. It's this town.
Yeah, another thing that I wanted to mention as we figure out our plan is we should definitely make sure that we make it back to Melvaunt before any word of what we've done does, so that we can avoid him being able to create whatever story he wants.
You think we shouldn't send him the message?
Right.
I like that idea very much.
What do you think, Basall?
I definitely agree. I mean, this is someone who's been willing to send hundreds of people to their death to prove his narrative.
Yeah.
So we'll come back with proof in hand one way or the other, but we'll be the ones telling the story.
I like
So
that.
when we get there, whichever one we go to, we need to try to remain a little bit incognito about what our business there is. We can't show up like, hey, we're here, we're the people that we're called for. We need to be just random travelers. But the problem with that is, if travel truly is restricted or too much hardship going on and it's not happening, they're not going to be expecting many people. We may have a bigger challenge trying to keep the word from coming back before us.
I mean, I'm sure we can manage some sort of disguise or something if necessary.
I think you may be right.
But also, like we had said before, if one of our objectives here is to check on Holberg, they won't be expecting us at all.
Yeah.
We should also just check in on what the message method is, because he might have a runner or something that's going to see us and check in. He might just have expect us to have some kind of magic that can do it, which I might push him to. I kind of want some sending stones, so I might try to push him for that. So
that's a good angle.
We should check in on what his whole how
what
he
his
thinks
messaging
this is
system
going to work.
is.
How does
he
he
send
think
a raven
this is going to go
or
for him?
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah. Also, just out of curiosity, because down the road, if we bring back results that he doesn't like I'm pretty bound to the Lord's Alliance. And does anyone get the vibe that he picks up on that? And because he could just say that we're part of a Lord's Alliance plot to destabilize his narrative.
Yeah.
I mean, this is why we went through the trouble with the contracts.
Yeah.
If he makes us stink about it after the fact,
True.
we can make things much worse for him.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Though I think you're
Extortion.
right,
I love it.
Tess. I think that's exactly what he's going to try to do. I think that may be what drew him to us in the first place, was we were brash enough to announce our alignment, and he may have realized. Well, then again, that's a lot of thought for him. So maybe.
Yeah. Can we do maybe an insight check to figure out if there's an angle that he's playing, or if he just straight up has no idea of permanence in general?
I mean, you can. I think his body of work kind of speaks for himself. that
He's just stupid.
if this is a con, this is like a very well put on con.
It's so good of a con, he doesn't even know it's a con himself.
Yeah.
He's just a pawn.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah.
This is the Heist-a-tron episode about the double triple cross, all that. But yeah,
Fair enough.
you've encountered rich, privileged people before who don't know their ass from their elbow and think the world revolves around them. It's no different. He just has a little modicum of power, maybe. He's got at least access to money, as far as you can
He
tell.
believes he has power.
Yeah. Like most kids of important people do. But if nothing else, he absolutely has access to money.
Mhm. All right. So we need to decide which city we're telling him we're going to.
Yeah. Do we have any other sticking points?
Are we gonna go for the push for the big money?
I think
We-
so.
I
We
wanna
can
just-
ask. Yeah, we
Oh,
can
yeah.
ask. But
Yeah.
if not, I think we take the Glister contract, right?
Yeah. And then take
And we
Holberg on
try
the way
and-
back.
Yeah, we try and check on Holberg
Okay.
because I think
Yeah.
it's in the most danger right now.
All right.
Do we have an idea of where things connect to where we need to be?
Yeah,
that
I've
was
got
gonna
a
be my
map up
next
right
point.
now.
Okay.
My next point was going to be we need to figure out what all of this, if anything, has to do with the dragon vault in this area. I was checking over my maps last night, and whereas when I first looked at them, my belief was that it was going to be northwest of here. Looking at the other symbols on the map, and especially looking at the symbol for M Town that we came from, they're not precise. It seems like whoever made this map was only indicating region, not necessarily pinpoint location. So we're gonna have to have our ears to the ground trying to figure out where this is and if it's all connected. And based on it being here, his shipment of swords from the previously destroyed town, it's got to be, right?
Well, I mean, as it is, it sounds like we're planning to hit 2 of the 3 major settlements
Mhm.
in this area. So we have a
Yeah.
good chance of learning something if there's anything to learn.
Also, I know we're gonna forget it again, but this town is named Mirabar. I had to go through my notes and
Mirabar, thank
highlight
you.
it.
Yeah, M Town.
All right.
Emsville. More like Ensville.
Daemion, you seem to have a pretty good way with the words and a rapport with this guy specifically. I think you should try to do the negotiating.
I just know that he doesn't have the stones to do anything but throw money around.
Grasp those stones.
Squeeze them hard.
I don't like that mental
All right, break.
All right. So we think we've come to, an agreement amongst ourselves, but
I'm good.
We did have one idea.
I'm glad to hear it.
Because all you really want, right, is to prove that you're right, that you've been telling the truth all along, and there's no danger, right?
That I want to show that there is no danger. Yes.
Well, fantastic. Because, wouldn't it make more sense if you really want to assure everyone that there's no danger, that we check both the road to Glister and Athentia? Make sure there's nothing on either of them.
Yes. All it's just going to be, one's going to be longer than the other, but that's what I've been trying to tell this whole time. Why take one trip to a resort town when you can take both trips and you can prove that it's safe to 2 locations, and just show how far reaching the Lord's Alliance is. that they can lie about two different things. I love it. It was like it pulls up the contract and he just scribbles some stuff that basically says he's going to pay you for both of them. Here, sign here. Initial.
All right, awesome.
Brilliant. I can't believe nobody ever thought of this. I understand most of the people I encounter just aren't going to be as smart as me, but it's even rarer when, people such as yourselves think of something that I haven't thought of. This is already proving to be just a red letter day. But yes.
Hey,
yes,
Banquo.
go to both.
Hand me that map, would you?
Hand it over.
So if we're going to both, it looks like what we'll probably do, I think, looking back at you guys, in case anyone has anything to say, is we can head up here to Glister first, and then we can take the road down to Holberg to get to Thentia, and then we'll be right back here straight from Thentia, no problem.
Sure, yes. It's going to be a while. It's probably about 4 days to Glister from here. But I mean, it should be safe travels. It's about 4 days travel, just straight up the road. To the mountains. It's a beautiful town. It's nestled right up against the mountains. You'll love it. The higher you go up in the mountains, the air is clean. It's not so,
Yeah, I will admit, I've really wanted to see the Galena Mountains.
It's really industrial here. So, some nice mountain air. I think it's a great idea. And then Holberg is just the most beautiful seaside town that doesn't suffer from industry or anything. It is just a beautiful city nestled up against seaside cliffs. I cannot recommend it enough. And then Thentia, its therapeutic baths cannot be beaten anywhere. I'm turning into a travel agent here, and this is the extents I have to go through to just show how awful the Lord's Alliance is to people who don't agree with their perspective.
And so Daemion is going to start to turn to everybody and be like, yeah, well, I mean, it sounds like we're all settled, right? And as he turns his back to him, he's going to give the group just the biggest eye roll and then can finish his turnaround.
So I did have one, checking on the kind of organization of our job here, the logistics, if you will. I was wondering what your suggestion for sending a message is. A lot of jobs that I've worked have, like, you're given some sending stones to work with. We could do like one set or two.
He pulls out this kind of leather satchel with like a more of a strap, closer to a purse than like a sack. Sending stones for all of you. Not only do I anticipate like a clear report of your travels, but I would love to hear about the lovely things that you were doing in these perfectly safe cities outside of here. Let me know, all of you. We went to school together. You big guy, you're with them, so you've got to be great. I want to hear what this life is like outside of here. We've been told to stay inside. It's not safe to go out. And here we are, just not being free, while the world goes on being free, and we're just afraid. And I won't have it.
Tes'serana goes from like, yes, we got like multiple sending stones, it's cool, to like looking like she's shriveled into her skin a little bit, like, oh, I hate everything you just said. I don't want to talk to you.
So yeah, all right. So Thentia or Glister, Holberg, Thentia, right back here. I don't know.
Yeah, quick round trip, man.
10 days, maybe.
Lickety split.
10 days, depending on how long you want to stay in these lovely towns. Like I said, on my dime, by the way, you're welcome. Kind of giving you the old nudge. But yeah, head off north. Ignore the signs by the side of the road. They're also just there to scare you. But follow the road north. As the mountains get closer, you'll see Glister. And then head down to Thentia and right back, and I'll probably see you in like a fortnight, unless you really enjoy one of those resorts, in which case let me know you're running late, huh?
Yeah, you know, we'll try and keep it under 2 weeks. You know, don't want to keep you waiting too long.
Take your time. I have been told I was crazy my entire life. I can wait another 2 weeks for vindication.
Really?
It's so weird.
No.
It's crazy, and you'd be amazed. And I got so much of it at school. Like, all they cared about was me just repeating back to them the things that they told me. And that's just not going to work, man. It's not free
It's not how facts works. I feel you.
Yeah. You know, facts are what you make of them.
Taking like...
Did you lose it again?
You could take like a common course and then you're just writing essays. Like there are things that, never mind.
Mm-hmm.
Writing's for poor people. I got people that do that for me. You know, it's about to be first light. You should probably head off as soon as possible.
Yeah.
You know, just I can't wait. And he forks over the upfront money. You know, don't spend it all in one place. Enjoy the resorts. And it's early in the morning. There's nobody in the bar except Lyle, who's just making like a bunch of like hanging himself motions, gagging. And after he hands you the money and there's that kind of awkward silence, you just hear him go, "What's that? Oh, I'm coming," and then just kind of fuck off right out the door as if somebody called him. But spoiler alert, nobody called him.
Hey, Manny.
Once he's 60 feet away, I'm
Okay.
gonna cast Ray of Sickness on him again.
Okay.
Oh no.
He's not in the bar anymore.
He makes his way outside, and you can hear him very loudly and kind of make a point of announcing like his movements. It's like, "Ah, yes, the guys of Smith Row, very well." And you just hear him like throw up, and at the sound of it, Lyle kind of, "Yeah, is that you again?"
I don't know what you mean.
He was like, "It's a little early for a drink, but hold on." And you see him disappear under the bar.
No.
Lyle, when we get back,
Oh,
we gotta go.
When we get back.
When we get back.
Okay. Look, I know we've had a lot of fun at his expense, and he's paid you very well. Just be careful. You've been the best patrons I've had in about 2 weeks, and I would hate to go back to my life of just these idiots. So be safe and safe travels. Hopefully, I'll see you soon.
Thank you for your kindness.
Thank you.
You know,
Lyle.
there's a lot of better towns out there if you ever want to hitch a ride with us.
We'll see. The money ever dries up here. And he was like, and if you don't come back, I'm afraid that day's going to be coming a lot quicker than I'd like.
Money's pretty good in Waterdeep. All I'm
Then
saying.
we'll see you in 2 weeks.
All right.
Less if we can help it.
Be safe. And he kind of like you
okay.
see him kind of
Be
get a
well.
drink of what he was going to give you for making homeboy sick again.
Hey guys, he did straight up give us an alibi if we want to take any longer than he thinks we're gonna take. We just call him and tell him we're at a resort, like having the time of our lives.
Well, yeah, but my plan was make him think it's gonna take us 2 weeks and get
And make
back
it take
ages
one, yeah.
before he expects us, so that he has no time to plan anything.
He does seem like the procrastinating type.
Hey,
Yeah.
careful. Careful. Don't deride those of us. I was like, I'm still working on my Tuesday show from yesterday. All right, leave me alone. So as you make your way out of the tavern towards the east gate. You see once again the shops that were in full kind of operation yesterday when you arrived, beginning to set up. And the clamoring of the markets seems decidedly less. Maybe it's because of the morning, the time of day. Maybe it's just an off day. But it definitely doesn't seem to be as chaotic and hectic as it was when you arrived. As you make your way further out of town, closer to the gate, you hear a very familiar voice, as well as some retching. Hey, hold on.
Oh no, you still feeling sick?
It's like I said, I don't know. It's just, being here and just my immune system can't take being stuck in the house all this time. So I'm getting sick. But I just wanted to say that, I know truth is its own reward, but spend that money well and enjoy yourselves. Tell them I sent you, and they'll take care of
All right,
of you.
God damn it. I'm gonna clap my hand on his shoulder and be like, "Hey, man, come on, shake it off. You'll be all right."
Oh.
And I'm gonna lay on hands to cure the poison. Five whole hit points.
Starts feeling better. He goes from like ashy and kind of dry scale to a more kind of supple, black, healthy shine. High lizard folk, Yeah, just knowing you're this close to the gate, I already feel better. Like the truth is curing me of these negative beliefs that everybody wants you to have.
No, I think it was magic.
I don't believe it.
Cure blunt force trauma.
I don't believe in anything.
Did you say you gave us sending stones? What do you mean?
The stone does the work. Well, anyway, I won't keep you from your triumphant tour through Thar to see our beautiful cities and stay in our resorts. I won't keep you. I wish you safe travels and fruitful investigations. And you see him kind of hold it together and then turn away very quickly and just throw up an almost like unnatural volume of material into the street.
Weird. How's that happen?
I'll pat him on the back and say, "Why don't you go home and sleep off that headache?"
All
as
right.
I cast Vicious Mockery and need a wisdom saving throw.
Oh God, yeah, I don't. Oh God, oh now my head hurts. Oh.
Yeah, just go sleep it off. You've
All
had a long day.
Okay, and you can see him kind of sway like he's dizzy, and like throw up. He throws up on his shoes, as he kind of sways back and forth, makes it down the street, and just as he kind of turns a corner, you see him just throw up all over his very nice clothes that he was so proud of early in the morning.
And as he turns, I cast Toll the Dead on him. No.
God.
You might actually kill him.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to.
I swear I was not looking at that on my spell sheet right now.
It's like, what can I do that silence and kills now? I just wanted to give him a headache.
As
I'll send Thorn to fetch my horse from the stable. Horse is smart. He can find his way on his own.
All right. The horse makes its way to you. It's an innate sense.
Actually, that raises a good question. My horse has 6 intelligence. He might actually be smarter than that guy.
My cart is smarter than him.
We're gonna do trivia contest. What, you want me to play trivia with you? No. You're gonna play my horse. He's pretty smart,
No, because you would just dismiss trivia as well. These are clearly.
news.
It's that whole thing. Don't don't play chess with a chicken because all it's going to do is knock over the pieces, shit on the board, and claim it won anyway. Except not with the
that
horse.
That must be
this
one
time.
of them southern phrases.
No, I've heard that one.
It's a meme.
It's legit.
It's a meme. Yeah, it's most of my knowledge comes from meme culture. This guy wouldn't be such an idiot if he had memes. As you make your way out to
the right can't meme.
Out of the gate for the first time into the kind of Thar proper, you see the landscape. It's desolate. What was once wooded forests have been cut down as far as the eye can see in every direction, like clear cut down. Most likely to fuel the forges and the engines of war that they've been engaging in to prepare for this mysterious threat. But there is not a tree to be seen for as far as visibility will allow. You can see very clear kind of two roads, one to the north and one that will head east. Which direction would you like to go?
On to Glister.
Okay.
Yeah, north it is.
Double speed, guys.
All right. You turn north, make your way up the road, seeing nothing but clear-cut trees, just in every direction and in every elevation. Trees cut to just about a foot off of the ground. As you walk along to mid-morning, eventually late morning and midday, you come across a sign along the side of the road where not only have the trees been cut, but they're also charred. Occasionally, certain trees seem to have been charred as well. And on the one sign, the only thing that you see hanging above, like 3 feet off the ground, is a sickle covered in blood with a sign in horribly scribbled common that says Red Claws. CLAWS, not as in Santa's brother. Yeah, not Santa's brother.
Oh boy, it's some Roanoke shit.
And as you see this sign, everybody give me a perception check, please.
Ooh, no.
29.
Nice.
16.
Oh god, Tess. You were paying attention to the sign too closely.
I did not see the signs.
As everybody kind of stops and marvels, maybe even takes a second to kind of figure out what it says, in its very crude handwriting, barely that of a child, the script for Red Claws. Off in the distance, you are almost positive you hear the clanging of steel, the kind of heavy footsteps on the ground, and that feeling of that you feel like through your feet as like horses trample by, just the earth vibrating from like large movements. And you even hear somebody scream out, hey, help us, here they come. And on that note, that's where we will end it tonight.
I was hoping to keep
Last
going.
thing is I'm going to cast Greater Invisibility on myself.
All right.
Oh shit, where'd Banquo go?
Episode 4 in the books. You had a lot of fun in town with some NPCs. We've already got 2 positives and a negative. You like
Yeah,
Braxton,
Big
you like
Benny guy.
Lyle, and then Clamorjack, not so much. But yeah, next week
the hatred for him exceeds the like of the other two.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. I love the other two. I would. Tess would risk it all for the other two.
Yes, and we hate Clammerjack more.
So yeah, next week we'll pick it up on the road north to Glister with Banquo hearing an imploring cry for help. As always, like I said, I'm so happy to have these people here inhabiting these characters, providing life for this game that we're playing. Behind their characters are even better people. We're going to do a little bit to acknowledge the people behind these great characters. We'll do a little scheduling business, and then we will go ahead and get the hell out of here and let everybody enjoy what remains of their Wednesday nights. Let us start with Basall. You slept in a tiny little spot. Sorry about that. You had a good time. Tell us about John.
Well, I mean, thank you for putting this on. It's what I look forward to every week after kids go to bed, or when kids go to bed. And the weather held out long enough, I was able to play.
Nice.
So no generator to run internet and the computer.
Sweet. Yeah, you looking forward to? You think he's full of shit? Maybe he's right. Maybe that's the big swerve, is that he's right.
Oh.
I swear to God, Manny.
I know.
I swear to God.
I
God
thought
help
about
you.
it. Like, there's part of me in my head tonight. I was like, you know what? Get rid of everything and just have you guys have like a nice little stroll up to Glister and be on edge for like 3 hours. Bro, any minute something's going to happen. Nope. Pretty sunshiny day. Birds singing. You guys just skipping along like the yellow brick road. Could still happen.
I mean, it would be pretty big brain of the Lord's Lions to be like, hey, apparently some shit's popping off with the dragons. Let's make sure everyone stays home.
I think your impression of Lady Gwendolyn is that I think a large-scale conspiracy seems like too much effort for her.
For sure.
Just,
I'm just saying, like,
I don't think she could be bothered. All right. Banquo, you've managed to scam a stupid person out of some money today. Basically get him to agree to whatever your big brain ideas came up with. And now you hear a troubled cry off in the distance after seeing a sign with a sickle on it and very poorly drawn red claw. How you feeling? And then tell us a little bit about Nick.
Yeah, so Banquo is instantly thinking, this is exactly what they always... This is exactly how a highway robbery always starts out. So he instantly, all right, let's do this. Maybe somebody needs help. Maybe somebody's full of shit. But either way, being invisible will help. As far as I am Nick. I've been on this channel for a while. I've been enjoying it so much. Thank you a million times over once again for starting up this campaign, this channel. All these one-shots I've been able to do with you have been just a fantastic part of my life over the last year, and I wouldn't give up my Wednesday nights for anything. I legitimately look forward to Wednesdays more than the weekends now, and that's a lot because I fucking hate the week now that I have a job.
Boo, work, mood. But yeah. Like I said, always glad to have you. I'm glad I put you all together, and most importantly, I'm glad you're having a lot of fun. I'm having like a blast in this, and I know what's going to happen. Just having you interact and live in this world has just been an immense amount of fun. So thank you.
Yeah.
Let us go.
I really like sessions that have a lot of combat most of the time, but this was just so much fun, like wall to wall the entire time. Even with no combat or even real big skill checks, just like the interactions between us. I really like that. I really like what you put together. I just want to make sure you heard that.
We'll see if we get the other things that you may have mentioned, to jump off next week. Let us go to the person who got the big, just really decided that we are going to hate this guy as a group and do everything we can. And we started big by stealing the man's money and then making him sick. So, good on you. Any remorse from our paladin? No.
No. Any chance he had of redeeming himself to me was lost with the clean that up, that's your job comment.
Yeah.
I have met enough of those people. No.
Mm-hmm.
It's the easiest way to portray entitlement that I have found. Like it is unequivocally like you want to tell me you're a douchebag in like a sentence. That is how you do it. I don't care anything else you've done or you can say. If that is your attitude, that's why I was like, it's perfect. It's so easy just to be like, how, get everybody to hate this guy in one line. Yeah, just clean up all that vomit. It's your job. Boom.
And I can't tell you how awesome it was to actually be able to use, like, to see my sneaky caster paladin get to use all the weird little things that he can do that you don't expect from a paladin all in the same day.
And for financial gain.
Oh, yeah, gimme.
Yeah, that was a really cool use of your familiar.
And I made fun of somebody who I didn't like, so double win for us all.
Yeah, actually, if my math is correct, and it usually is, I think we are currently getting paid triple what we were supposed to make in the first place.
I mean,
how much did we get from the one you stole?
We hadn't gotten a number yet. I was gonna ask.
600.
Wow, that's all he brought as the down payment. Wow, now I'm glad I ripped him off. Well, I mean, I was already glad.
This
I
is
ripped
barely
him off,
worth
but
the effort from stealing and embarrassing you. I am now mad.
I'm sorry, but 600 gold 4 ways? Nah, that's chump change.
I mean, he left
He
the
was
money.
a chump.
He left the house with that money, expecting less caliber of adventurers, especially ones he did not go to school with. He was going to try to lowball them. You got the good deal.
That's fair.
Yeah,
you didn't know that it was us.
Yeah, you got the good deal. All right. Yeah, so good to see the paladin stealing, deceiving, and otherwise conning somebody dumb. I'm sure there's a way to classify that as lawful good for embarrassing, stupid asshole people.
This is 5e. I don't have to be lawful good as a paladin. Dude, I'm Oath of Vengeance.
I hate all of it. I'm going to take vengeance on you. Hey, vow of enmity. What's that? All right, awesome. And Tess, you made the person you didn't like throw up twice.
Didn't like is an understatement.
Yeah,
mass proportions.
Sure, it was the absurdity was the point. I was like, you made somebody throw up twice in like about a 12-hour span. So,
yep.
Yeah, once you're like, ooh, wow. The second time you're like, yo, you okay?
I heard somebody say, oh no, the second time, and I was like, did I push too far?
Nah, he's fine. Like I said, it's my NPC, and I think he deserved it. I'm like, fuck yeah, get him.
Yeah, I don't feel bad about it.
Yeah, sure.
I was just, for a second, I was like, oh no, did we get caught? But yeah, one of Tes'serana's like traits from character creation is I will, if somebody is not as smart as me, I will go through every effort to help them understand and to teach them, taking all the time in the world. That doesn't apply to willing ignorance. So just kind of leaned into that. But had a very good time doing it. This was a very fun social episode.
Awesome. So yeah, that is our amazing cast group of people. I'm so glad that I threw together for this show. And like I said, I hope you're having as much fun as I am. Once again, I've been Manny, your host and Dungeon Master this evening. Catch us again. This is our last stream of the week, so we'll start with the next fresh week next week. Next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, we are back to our regular campaign for Eberron Tranquility's Twilight. Find out what happened to Kai, who was killed by some bandits, took a potion and had to make a con save before that episode ended. And then a week from today, back here, 7 p.m. on Wednesday, Eastern Time, be back for episode 5 of Dynasty of Dragons, title undecided as of yet. We'll hit the road and see if everybody's favorite NPC turned out to be right. Subvert expectations and have him be correct. Watch the party go on vacation for 2 sessions as they constantly get madder and madder at the Dungeon Master being like, yo, something better fucking happened. Because if that guy turns out to be right, I'm going to be mad. and watch them quit campaigns because they didn't like an NPC. No, I'm just kidding. To everybody,
No, Tes'serana.
Go ahead.
Tes'serana will just back up the Lord's Alliance plot that's clearly occurring.
There you go.
All right, I guess this is what we're doing.
You're in on it. To my amazing players, thank you for every week coming out and just being so amazing at this game, and just giving this world so much life. It's better than I even thought of when I'm writing this. To everybody who watched, thank you very much for sticking with us and watching a little bit of chaos and punishing NPCs we don't like. To Aaron Lou 12 and Rat Lads, our newest followers, thank you for your support. Hope to see you again all the time. That's going to be it for us. Join us next Tuesday or next Wednesday, right back here on the channel to watch us live, or catch us on YouTube Mondays and Tuesday afternoons. Thank you so much for watching. And always remember, I love Dungeons & Dragons and the people who play it. We'll see you all next time. Have a good night.